be unuseful in a sense and still be true, aka corresponds to reality.
Yeah. But how do you know that a religious framework is true?
Good. So when it comes, the same way that you argued for agnosticism, which is that under abduction, we look at the set of data and we posit that the best way to explain away the data would not only be religion in generality, but also specifically about Islam. And we're going to get to that in a second. Are you okay? Would you guys like to discuss? Or?
Yeah, we're just listening.
Yeah?
We're listening.
So specifically regarding Muhammad, for example, the Prophet. If we see claims that he makes, for example, about the future events to come, or we see claims that he makes about the foreseeable past that he didn't have access to, nor did have the means to access it, naturalistic explanations don't actually explain away the data.
Didn't know that it was wrong
They
to
don't-
marry a
You
second
can
They don't-
say that that's the source of truth, so that is something you have to follow.
Exactly. So, for example, we have the Quran, chapter 44, verse number 29, make a polemic against ancient Egyptians regarding when the Pharaoh dies, that the heavens and the earth are going to weep over him. Thing is, we only come to that conclusion in 1799 when we discovered what is known as the Rosetta Stone, and then we're able to translate the pyramid text to come to that conclusion. So we have someone who's a 7th century illiterate, doesn't travel, who seemingly came to this conclusion that is very specific, yet naturalistic explanation under abduction don't explain away the data. So if we have abduction, so aka we have multiple hypotheses, we posit all the natural hypotheses in one end, we posit a supernatural hypothesis one end, seemingly, if the natural hypothesis don't explain away the data, what we're left with is the supernatural hypothesis posited by the Quran, essentially. And then under that, we would then say that abduction explains away the data better.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to argue anything against the Quran or Muhammad. That's outside of my,
But I think it's just important that if you have this data set, so for example, you are familiar with a specific data set, and then you come to that conclusions. But if there's